What's going on, Thrallers? Miller.
Jon and John.
And we are here with the whole family.
Yeah.
Cathexis. All the guys joined us. This is like one of the only... I don't know if I've had another full one on my skits even.
Yeah, I've never had a full band join.
Here. Or no, Orphans of Doom.
Oh.
Sorry, guys.
Just
Not
kidding.
the first. Orphans of Doom. They're like a doomy stoner band. Kansas City. Shout out to those guys because they're awesome. But we have fucking death metal today, man. We're talking about Denver Deathfest. We're getting geared up for it. These guys are going to be there playing, and we're stoked.
Yes.
Because we've been fans of you guys for a minute. Since you started, when that first album you showed.
Well, since 2020, since Untethered Abyss, or was that 2021?
I think it was 2021.
All right, just kidding. Since 2021, when Untethered Abyss came out, and I fucking love that record. You guys did a fucking tremendous job on that album.
Yes.
I still jam that record all the time. I'm waiting on new shit, but we'll get to it.
Eventually, don't hold your breath.
Yeah, you'll keep waiting.
Yep.
It's all right. We'll wait for, you guys got to put out quality shit. So I know it takes time. We're patient people.
Yeah. I'm not demanding by any means you put out a record, except, come on, put out a fucking record. But I mean, I'm not demanding it.
I'm demanding it. I'll put that on record. Let's go.
Yeah.
So you guys...
Oscar was actually like one of the more gung-ho dudes about writing new music in the band. Like, I'm notoriously difficult to get motivated. And Oscar's like, dude, I'm sick of playing the same songs all the time. Let's get the ball rolling. So we're working.
That's awesome. So you guys have thought about it and kind of...
The first steps have been taken. There's a couple of irons in the fire.
Nice.
But I mean that literally and figuratively, because Chris almost burned his house down a couple months ago, and that's our main writing hub. So we've been on pause when we were just about getting ramped up. So Oscar and I have been doing a little bit of work. He's very motivated, which is nice.
So what you're saying is that jam space is fire.
Yeah, always.
Literally.
Man,
Sorry.
I'm sure his repair bill isn't laughing.
No.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. Insurance is taking good care of us. We're not worried about it.
That's good. That's good. So you guys do have like a spot or a place you go to. You don't like kind of like shuffle around or anything, or like rent the fucking storage unit somewhere. So you mainly your jam spot is at Chris's.
Well, we do kind of a mix. Like really the writing spot is at my place. Sam, Ian, and I have been writing together for like 12, 13 years, something in that ballpark. And I've always kind of dabbled around in like Pro Tools and all that sort of stuff. So, it just kind of naturally followed that, like whenever we'd get together, we'd write riffs, we'd get them recorded and all that sort of stuff. We'd do the creative process mostly at my place. But we sort of mix it up a lot. Like whenever we're practicing pretty religiously, we'll typically go to one of the handful of spots that they've got in town, like rent out a space for a couple of hours and just play the set over and over and over again. We're kind of obsessive about it. So it is kind of a mix.
Okay, nice. And then Felix, I imagine once they get their shit together, they give it to you and you got to dissect what you're going to do, or you guys have like kind of feedback too?
Actually, I'm kind of one of the luckiest drummers in the world with these guys here, because I think Chris actually maps some drum parts out, and I learn what he writes, and then I just kind of pepper in my own like personality in certain parts also.
Nice.
But yeah, as far as the writing process goes, yeah, for me it's on the fly. Like if we're not in person, or it's mainly in person for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was trying to get out.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm kind of the classic bedroom guitar player where I'll like program drums and I'm like, Felix, dude, you've got to blast like 300 BPM, like 54th notes, and then he can't do it, and we fight about it a lot. And I just can't figure out why he can't play my parts. So
yeah, the nerve, not playing 300 BPM. I
fucking nerve, right?
Oh, jeez,
yeah. That's funny. We just had this conversation with another drummer we know in another band.
Pierce from Skeletal Remains. We were talking to him Tuesday night.
And he's like, dude, they're trying to do like 280, man. It's like 280. Like, fuck.
It's like I'm at 260 and that fucking sucks. So I gotta get to 280.
No, it's actually, it's kind of funny. Like early Cathexis back in like 2011. One of the big like pet peeves that I have is when a drum machine sounds super fake. So like I tend to find that the faster you go, the faker it sounds. So that was kind of like a natural handicap that we had on our early songwriting, was that like, okay, well, we can't go too fast, right? So we ended up kind of settling in on groove instead. And I think that paved the way for a lot of the songwriting that came, over the course of like the years when we were putting Untethered Abyss together.
Sure.
So it's kind of funny. Like we went sort of the opposite direction that a drum machine would typically take you, where it's like, oh, okay, well now it's limitless. We can go as fast as we want, but we don't want it to sound like shit. So we actually kind of slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's smart, because getting in there and really making, when you get really fast with drums, making it sound natural is a lot of work, because you really have to go in there and individually map your velocities and stuff and think about, okay, is the drummer left-footed or right-footed? He's going to be right foot dominant or whatever, dragging the sticks and stuff like that. All those little things play into making drums sound natural when you're programming them. And when you've got fucking a million hits in a 3-minute song, that's a lot of work. So Felix, awesome. That's awesome. You can take that and dissect it. And from a drummer's standpoint, that's got to be pretty cool, because there's no like, oh, dude, do the that sort of thing, It's like right there. You can.
It happens. It happens.
Yep.
Sometimes we do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, actually, I can kind of understand that now. It really was. It's not that much different from when I was in like drum corps, or I'm sorry, not drum corps, drumline back in high school.
Oh, right on. I was in drumline too. What did you play?
I played snare for a little while, but then like I settled on the pip up until my junior year.
Right on. Yeah, I was just
like marching.
I was a snare man for a while, and then I moved to the quads just because I wanted to play the quads because it looked fucking fun.
Oh no, man! I hated the marching. I hated marching season shit. Like, I straight up I failed on purpose just so like I didn't have to go to football games.
I mean, I get it.
It's a lot easier just chilling behind a kit, all the shit there.
Yeah. No, the pit too. Like I don't know, for whatever reason back in high school for me, like I just like was drawn to like the xylophones and marimbas and stuff like that. Like my favorite mallet instrument actually was a vibraphone. Whenever I got the chance to play that.
No, I'm with you. I like the tones of them, especially like bells, like tubular bells. They're the same family as a glockenspiel.
Was Nick Cannon like your hero because he was in that movie?
I hated that movie so much.
He was like the Michael Jordan drumline, right?
I know of the movie. I've never seen it.
I'm just
not going to that level, Chris.
It's one of 2 drum movies next to Whiplash.
There you go.
Yeah, it's actually 50% of all drum movies, so it's a pretty big deal.
Oh shit!
What was that one where it just came up? Some Christian Bale had a party, was jamming Metallica or something like that on drums.
The Big Short.
Yeah, The Big Short, where he's playing like a Pantera song.
That's Mastodon, I think.
Oh, Mastodon. That's right, Mastodon.
It was Mastodon, but then I think he also did like By Demons Be Driven before he loses his shit in that section. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I knew he did a couple like pretty badass songs. I was like, all right, cool. I know he's crazy, but he's a little bit cooler in my book if you stop yelling at people. So, Oscar, how do you approach writing bass to what these guys are coming up with? Do you try and stick to what they're doing, or try and find those thirds and stuff, those weird notes that kind of fit in?
Definitely. So when I joined the band, I think it was in what was it, guys, like 2019. I think it was right before the plague hit. I came in and I had some. Yeah. I had some pretty big shoes to fill, because the old bassist Alan Berryman, who is also in Horror Bethlehem, I'm sure as you know, that guy is fucking sick. So
yes,
I wanted to come in and not only do his parts justice as well as the guys' music that they wrote, but I also wanted to, put my own flair to it. So I've been a huge metal fan since I was a teen, but in my college years, I started getting more into like hip hop and R&B. So I started really getting into like groove-based stuff.
Oh, yes.
So when I came into the band, it was like, there's all these really cool parts that Alan is duplicating, and it's like, but there's no low end. And I feel like as a bassist, especially in metal, there's a lot of low end that's missing. And I'm sure the rest of you guys can confirm that. But when it comes to writing, since Chris and Sam, I think for the most part, you guys play stuff that's pretty together, but you'll have sections where you dudes have harmonies, or there's like not necessarily counterpoint, but just parts where you guys are playing independently of each other. So I try and take into account like what Sam is doing and what Chris is doing, and I'll kind of alternate between, well, what can I do to complement Sam's part on this bit and then complement Chris's bit, but also trying to stay in pocket with Felix. And a lot of my technique, I play finger style, but I utilize a lot of slap bass. So like Mortuus in Perpetuum, that whole song, I only played slap bass because I literally could not play what Alan was doing. So I was like, how am I gonna keep up with this? And it's like, oh, I can do this shit. Like, okay, cool. And so started bringing that into it. And I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I feel like I bring in a good sense of groove and rhythm into the music that like really drives that shit home. So you got the brutality of what Felix, Chris, and Sam are doing, along with Ian coming in and chiming in with the whoa or whatever the hell you're doing, and keeping the low end.
No, so Felix was in the band a little bit before Alan left, and so he left because he wanted to focus on Wob, and he was like, "Hey, my buddy plays bass," and I think he sent a YouTube link to the band or something, and the first thing that pops up is Oscar doing like a funk cover, and before seeing anything else, I was like, "This is our guy." We need somebody who's like bringing in influences from outside the metal sphere to like, I mean, basically everything that Oscar just described is that kind of like, I don't know, attention to detail and stuff that we were really looking for.
Yeah, that's really cool, man, that you got kind of that hip hop backbone, because like you said, it you have that natural sense of like a groove or rhythm, or a lot of R&B stuff works on swings, and that really adds a feel to it. And going back to like making a digital drum thing or map MIDI drum sound real, some of that has to do with swing and little off times and stuff like that. So fitting that in with the bass, man, that's killer shit, man. I love hearing that for sure. And I'm all about rhythm, man. I'm a guitarist at heart, but man, when I think of a lot of shit, it starts with drums and it starts with bass.
Yes, we are.
Fucking build your house with a good foundation.
I mean, back a couple years ago, quite a few years ago now. Shit, when did that start? 2008. Yeah, dude. Fucking. I don't know if you guys watched Thralls of Metal in the early days, but we had a guy named the Tommy who played bass, and I'm a drummer myself, and he and I started just a bass and drums band called Swingy Beats, and then eventually we added a guitar player, but it started just bass and drums. And we modeled ourselves around like James Brown meets Buckethead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool stuff.
Yep.
Sure. Now, Ian, when you are coming up with whatever the hell you're coming up with, you kind of go work into you guys have discernible like verses and stuff, it seems sometimes, but do you try and keep on to the rhythm so much, or are you trying to branch out into reaching other pockets in there that you can find?
A little bit of both. Whenever I first got into it, it was really just about kind of like mastering technique and finding out what rhythms go well with what kinds of feels that the guitars are doing. But no, with Untethered Abyss, we had a goal. It's funny. John's wearing that Necrophages shirt. We're a massive Necrophages band. You put Necrophages, you get Gorguts, you get a lot of Cathexis in there.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is whenever you open up like the album for Epitaph, the song stanzas are only like yay big. There's not a ton of lyrics. It's not just like a text wall. And we really appreciate that. You know, we think less is more when it comes to death metal vocals and being as impactful as possible and kind of knowing when to let the music speak for itself. So that was my goal, was to go into it and have really concise lyrics. And in doing that, I, instead of, you know, just having a song and kind of just mapping out what I'd like to hear as far as vocal patterns go, there's a couple of songs on there where I would kind of write the lyrics prior, and then I would have the song. I wouldn't have the two wouldn't be in mind for one another, and I would kind of map those lyrics onto the song, and I would cut out bits and parts of lyrics to make the phrasing work.
Gotcha.
Like Given to the Colony and Red Hook are big on those. And there's another band out there called Dim Mac. It's they've got John Longstreth in it. It's a really yeah, they're really cool, but like no one knows about them. They're actually on Willowtip. They're technically label mates of us. Haven't put out an album like a dozen years or anything.
Super underrated.
Very underrated, really, really cool band. Look them up when you can. But their vocalist, Chris said this best. He has kind of like a slam poetry kind of way. He kind of just like throws down his lyrics with kind of irreverent to what's going on with the music. And he does it really tactfully. And there's some parts in that and Untitled Abyss. And we've done this for a little while. We try and put a little bit in there. You know, Gojira kind of did that to an extent back in some of their earlier stuff. The idea was to have a couple of different ideas. I think moving forward, I like the idea of kind of have the lyrics prior and writing the song and then doing what I did with some of those songs. Though I'd like to try everything. You know, Niall, they write the lyrics and then he'll hand it off to whoever else is going to be writing the song, and then they've got to write a song around the lyrics. They've got to write the song with the lyrics in mind. I think that's a really cool idea. I think there's not a certain box I like to put in to vocal patterns and lyrics and all of that.
That's often a way too that artists in pop and stuff like that can write lyrics and melodies and stuff. They'll often just have lyrics and melodies and verses, like a song just sung out, send it to the producer. Now the producer has to like put music to it, you know. Not always, but yeah, that is a well-known technique to do that. That's cool that you guys do it, because I don't know that there's a whole hell of a lot of that in death metal, especially like if you have some vocal thing, because usually vocals are an afterthought, you would think, in death metal, because really it's just another rhythm instrument.
Like what about if you're Voivod? How do they do that? How do they do that?
Anybody knows other than Voivod.
Yeah. That band is unique as hell.
Oh.
So Chris and Sam, when you guys are working together to write your riffs and stuff, do you make, or you have like, okay, you play the rhythm and you play the lead, or you do the high, you do the low? Do you fall one way or the other? You know, fit into one pocket over the other, or you guys kind of crisscross and do whatever you feel needs for the song, or whatever one of you are feeling? Whether you're feeling the higher part of the song, it's like, oh, okay, I got a lower part.
Probably more so the latter.
Yeah.
I don't really think about it too consciously.
Okay.
Like, okay, this part we're gonna play identically, and then here during this section let's do something different, and then you take that part, I'll take this part. Easy as that. Gotcha.
I know some fall into pockets where those harmonies come in. One always goes the higher third or the lower third or the higher fifth, or whatever you're working out to. And I didn't know if how you guys did it exactly. Now, when you record, do you guys pick songs to just do all the recording? Like, I'm doing all the rhythm on this one to keep it tight, a la like Metallica style, because Hetfield did all the rhythm tracks.
I think for like in the past we've done that. There are some little known Cathexis releases prior to Untethered Abyss when we were just kind of like a DIY like bedroom band, where we'd have like I would record all the guitars on one song, and then some songs we do like both. But when we transition from being more of a bedroom band into a band that plays live and that has like a full lineup and we rehearse and all that sort of stuff, I was always really skeptical of like live music. I don't get out much or anything, so it was never super important to me that we like play shows or anything until we started doing it. And then, you know, you get the taste for blood, and it kind of changed everything. So I think that the approach moving forward from there was much more like, okay, we want to really try to capture like the energy in the room when we're playing together. So when we approached Untethered Abyss, the idea was like, we want to try to catch everybody like in their element. So I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like in the album credits, we actually even have it listed as like, I'm on guitar left and Sam is on guitar right, and it's that all the way through.
Nice.
Every single song.
I'll have to go back and look at the liner notes. I've never noticed.
Yeah, I'm pretty much all digital, unfortunately, and it's purely just I don't know, probably a time and combination of time and money, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know?
No, those are those cool. I mean, like Ian was talking about Necrophagist and how you open up the booklet and you look at the lyrics for a song, and it's like 4 lines. Like those little details are things that have jumped out to us as listeners for a long time. So like getting the opportunity to put our own album out there and put in kind of a fun detail like, oh yeah, this is the guitar player who's on this channel, was kind of fun. Because I don't know about you guys, but like as a guitar player, I'll listen to a band like Necrophagist or whoever, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I wonder like who's on the left and who's on the right, like who's playing which parts. Being able to answer that kind of definitively on the album for like whoever gives a shit about that was kind of an important thing.
Yeah, that's kind of why I asked, because you can hear where like, okay, well, that guitarist is doing all the rhythm tracks, and it's okay because on the album it really just translates to it just being tighter. But, if you're a band that works together a lot and is on it, you can be just as tight. So
yeah, that was the idea, and we wanted to get everyone's character, like get that as best as we can. The idea was to have such good execution that, you know, tightness is kind of an afterthought to the little inflections that you can put in there to make, you know, those little magical musical moments, as opposed to being a little possessed with getting it down tight. Mm-hmm. If you practice it properly, it should be tight, you know.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why your album sounds like it just fucking jams. And yeah, you guys are on the right track.
Yep. Until I actually bought the album, I'm probably responsible for like at least 1,200 of the fucking Spotify plays. So.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
We track that every single day. We look at it.
I'm sure you do.
Up by one, we all high five each other. That's great.
Yep, I'm sure. So, we're at 1501, guys. Fuck yeah.
No, I mean seriously, like that's a huge deal. Like we're all just like dudes. We're not like industry people. We don't know anybody. We don't play in any bands that you've heard of before Cathexis or anything. We're just like guys who grew up listening to metal. So like being able to kind of get a foot in the door and get an album out on a label that we love and on streaming platforms and have it on CD and vinyl and all that sort of shit is pretty surreal.
Sure.
So like I'm half joking when I say we sit there and we track all the plays and everything. It really is a huge deal to us.
I mean,
you put in cheese grater masturbation before though.
Oh god,
man, you had to say that.
That is not getting edited out. That would cost money.
I mean, I can't say the same thing for having an album out because, you know, we don't have albums out. But I mean, like,
it's different when we were doing albums.
It's different when we were doing albums, sure. But I mean, like, you know, I don't have an album out, but I mean, we pay attention to, you know, views on the channel and shit. One day I wake up, one day I go to sleep and there's 500 subscribers, and the next day I wake up and there's 15,000. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. And like last night we went to go see, Nick and I went to go see Morbid Angel and Revocation and whatnot. And we got approached like 8 times.
Wow.
Random fucking people were like, you guys are Thralls of Metal, fuck yeah! Want a fucking picture? Oh,
nice.
Okay.
Feels good.
All right. Yeah, it's weird.
See, no one knows who the fuck I am, so I'm good because I wear glasses. It's a Clark Kent thing. normally. But I don't do it on the channel because it creates a glare, and when I'm editing.
Wait, who's this third guy who just came in?
I know.
Who's this guy?
Well, this house is like 160 years old, so I mean, there could be. My girlfriend is convinced that there's a ghost in the basement. So
Probably is. Probably several ghosts.
Yep.
I believe it.
Hey, it was owned by a church for 100 years.
Definitely ghosts.
Definitely.
It's ironic because I'm like really kind of anti-religious, but this is not the platform.
It's almost Easter.
But-
Jesus is roaming around down here somewhere.
I mean, it could be.
I was in a tomb. What happened? Ah!
Just like emerges from under your boiler one day.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be great. You know the revenue I could bring in off of that shit. People would be lined up for miles. Be like, hell yeah!
I think there's a Sunday episode about that. I'm pretty sure.
We'll edit that part out of this video and then we'll
Yeah.
set that up. Sweet.
Are you guys doing any shows on your journey up to Denver or out of Denver, or how
Yep.
are you guys approaching this? You guys gonna road warrior it for a little bit?
This is our first time kind of getting out there. It's a little bucket list thing. It's no world beating tour or anything like that, but we're stopping off in OKC and Wichita on our way up, and then we'll be in Denver on Friday. We'll be in Denver on Friday.
Word.
And it's our first time really doing the thing. We just reached out to the people on Facebook and Instagram, just saying, hey, does anybody know anybody in any of these places? And it's really cool when you're at a point where you actually get some kind of response to that. And believe it or not, we actually got a decent amount of response. It was really cool to kind of to know that the only thing stopping us is ourselves when it comes to booking something a little bit more adventurous,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, OKC and Wichita, if y'all are out there, let's party. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're a venue owner or anything, book these guys. You'd be stupid not to. Like, man.
Well, yeah, if
We
you
haven't
guys
seen us play yet, so maybe save that comment for after the festival.
if you guys make it out to the Midwest here or the Ohio area, we just acquired a venue in Bowling Green, Ohio.
Yeah, we're working with a guy, Steve. He's an awesome dude. So got a really cool
That's
spot.
awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, we down in Austin. I
this-
don't know if you guys ever make it down here.
Dallas is about the closest I have family in Dallas.
Okay.
Yep.
There was I guess you could call them like a promo company or something. They were called Come and Take It for a while. They were working out of a big metal bar at downtown in Austin for a long time, and then ended up getting to a point where they were able to acquire a venue like you guys. So now they've got Come and Take It Live, right? Which is this I guess relatively new venue, but it's pretty much where all of like the bigger like tour packages come through, at least in terms of like the extreme scene and all that sort of stuff. So I mean, I don't know what the scene is like up there. You said you're in Ohio, right?
Oh yeah,
But
seems pretty good.
I mean, we have a decent.
Having a place for like people to come through and hang out for all of these sorts of shows has been really awesome down here. Because like, despite Austin being the live music capital of the world and whatnot, we kind of miss some of like the bigger metal tours and stuff. They usually hit like Houston or Dallas or something.
Dallas, Fort
They
Worth area.
kind of skip Austin, but since we got Come and Take It Live, they've been coming through town a lot more frequently, which has been really awesome. Not only for us as viewers, but also us as players, because we get to jump on some of those packages sometimes.
Yeah, without driving 65 miles.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio in itself right now has a pretty decent metal scene. Most of it's in Cleveland and Columbus. Sanguis Sugarbog, 200 Stab Wounds, Inoculation, Mutilatred, Hanging Fortress. Like there's a bunch in Ohio. We're just trying to put this area directly back on the map because Toledo and the surrounding areas had a big scene for a while.
Yeah.
And then the only promotion company in town, Innovations, the guy that ran it decided to, take a break and have a family and whatnot. But then that left this area fucking barren.
Mhm.
and no thank you.
Take it back.
Right.
Yeah,
Run
So,
it back.
so we're gonna take it back.
Or at least trying.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to get a hold of like all the different like, okay, well, you got to contact this booking person for this band, this booking person for that, and coordinating all that stuff. But we'll
figure it out.
We'll get you guys up here.
Yeah, y'all just deal with just send me a message.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're friends.
Just work in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, man. You can just fucking chill at the house and just book some fucking shows that are like a couple hours away. Yeah, you guys will be all right.
My geography is really terrible, but Minnesota, how close is that to you guys?
Not very.
Not very at all.
It's about 8 hours, maybe. Minneapolis is probably about 8 hours.
The reason I ask is because like all these crazy fucked up bands are coming out of Minneapolis these days, and I'm wondering like what's
there in Dakota and shit.
Like,
yeah, up there.
I don't know what's going on in Minneapolis, but those dudes are nuts. You got like all these crazy experimental bands and stuff coming out of there. It's like, of all places.
I mean, it's cold and shitty in Minneapolis.
There's like a Texan. Every state north of us is kind of lumped together. So I thought maybe you guys were neighbors.
No, closer than you are.
Like distant neighbors, like they're that one neighbor you haven't talked to in a while down the street.
That's fair.
Kind of like that.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've been through, but I've probably been
I've been there when
Minnesota.
I was a kid, but that was it.
So yeah, I haven't been to like North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah. I'm gonna knock Utah and New Mexico off my list.
Have fun driving through Utah.
No, I'm gonna go to the Four Corners. I'm gonna walk into Utah and then walk the fuck out.
Unless you have a penchant for like extreme underground, super experimental death metal. I don't know if there's much to do in Minneapolis.
I mean that is Thralls of Metal, super extreme fucking underground death metal.
The one time I went to Minneapolis, we flew in. It was negative 18 degrees outside.
What
I was like, yeah.
I mean, that's not too far off from Ohio.
Sometimes, yeah. We had that a couple years ago, it got with the wind chill like negative 55. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, like it was so cold. Like if you pissed outside, your piss would instantly turn to steam. Crazy.
That's awesome.
They would just freeze.
Right in that fucking something. Yeah.
We'll have to try it out sometime.
But the breweries, there was a brewery local that got creative. They took a whole keg and threw it out during that polar vortex. So it's negative 55, and then they tapped it at a party. And
did it explode?
No. They got it out. It was just all of the excess water. It was just all alcohol, straight like double IPA. Condensed double IPA. They said the ABV on it was just through the roof, and they only served it at like a private party because
like some under the table shit, probably illegal.
And little like 3-ounce cups. Yeah.
He said it was awful, but
I'm sure
they tried it.
I'm sure it was awful.
So yeah, we know cold a little bit. You guys don't have to deal with any of that. Well, you guys had an ice storm. Or did you guys were a little more south?
No, dude. I mean, you put up the quotes and stuff, but like we're not prepared for that shit down here.
No, you are not.
Nuts. Like
it's like Armageddon. It's like bottoming.
You knock some power out for a week, so like everybody's all running around like crazy, dude. Yeah, it sucks. It's not good. We're not set up for that kind of thing at all. Like we don't have tire chains or anything. We're more used to like breaking our own record for consecutive days over 100 every year. That's what we do. But now it's like going in the opposite direction, and nobody knows what to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody knows. The whole damn thing is all shifting. Like I read or watched a video of some meteorologist science dude talking about Tornado Alley and how it's shifting because everything is jacked up in the environment right now, which is why we're getting super violent storms. We're getting ice storms in Texas. You know, San Diego's getting a blizzard or whatever the fuck happened over there. It's like a movie. It's a movie. We're living in a movie. It's crazy. So that's why we're trying to push as much death metal into
there
things.
You go. Yeah.
Fuck all that other shit, man. We'll go out fucking guitars and drums blazing, you know?
Hell yeah.
Ian, what's the cat's name?
Mick Jagger.
That's
Word.
Yeah. He ain't no beast of burden.
He's a dickhead to everybody but Ian, too.
Yeah.
Well, that's all cats.
I mean, Nick has a cat like that. Rorschach. Rorschach hates everybody, but loves Nick. That cat's a fucking butthole.
All cats are buttholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a cat fan. I like them outside. I had cats.
You're lost. You're lost.
I know.
All right, man. Good interview. Nice talking to you. See
Yeah.
you.
I'd bring my little Scottish Terrier down here, and you guys go, "Oh, look at his head! It's so big.
His head is
Cute
big.
puppy."
He's a good puppy, though.
No, I'm not
Is that
opposed.
the one with the weird nose?
The Scottish Terrier, weird nose. No,
No?
What kind of terrier is that? They've got like the target dog. He's got like the crazy nose.
oh, it's
It's a bull terrier. I
a
think.
bull terrier. Yeah,
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yep.
My cat.
That is
his
like
ears were
photo
burning. He came and
almost.
knocked the lamp over.
Oh, see,
What
that's
a
right.
bastard. There he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, all black. I used to have an all black cat named Scabs.
Oh, nope. That's not black. He's a tiger cat.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's one of those. He's one of those leopard kitties, or something. I don't know what he
He's
is.
a good cat.
Yeah,
What's What's his name?
his name is Jake.
Jake.
Yeah, Jakey Tiki. He's a good boy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's night. We stand
Very
Jake.
That's the friendliest cat I've ever met in my life.
You guys should put out a calendar. Cathexis.
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 No, we've unironically we've seriously considered having like a cat themed like T-shirt, and then
Yo,
And
I
then we-
found the
we
coolest
we
illustration.
sobered up, and then that wasn't an idea anymore.
Oh,
I found the coolest illustration of like this really like death metal looking like cat demon face thing. It wasn't like super lame or anything. And I was like, come on, guys, this is pretty cool. And then everybody was like, that is so
oh,
stupid.
I should get my
Absolutely not. And I should find that and post it because it was a cool picture. I like, that's a good gimmick. Like make 50 of those, never print them again. You know, they go out like crazy. We wouldn't have them for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll
You'd
see.
get rid of them for sure.
See?
Yeah, I have
Great
a shirt.
minds.
I have a shirt with a
Cathexis.
cat.
Cathexis, dude.
It'll be like a DDF exclusive. There you go.
Yep, there you go. There it is.
Yeah, good luck finding a print shop that'll print that shit in like a week.
Right.
Be like, no, dude, can't do it. Inflation, fucking COVID, can't do it, man. As
We've
they
got a good
sit
hookup.
Back down on their chair.
See, they've got a good hookup. Don't fuck it up for them. It's happening. Cathexis,
There we
available
go.
exclusively at DDF.
It's on the internet now, boys. So do you guys brainstorm a lot on like different merchandising things or what you can do, or who in the group is more like the graphic designer type, like dude that designs the shirts? Is there one in particular you hire that out?
I think when it comes to most creative output, we're all cooks in the kitchen, but I don't think I'm overstepping when I say that Chris is kind of the head man when it comes to all that stuff. His final say kind of holds the biggest weight. He writes the majority of the riffs. He has kind of the most focused idea for what he wants the band to kind of reflect, both in music and through image. I think we all have a shared taste, and we all appreciate similar art styles and obviously similar music styles and all that. But I'd say Chris is kind of the guy whose final say holds the most water here.
Nice. So then, Chris, you got an idea, and then you kind of you just hire it out, get some proofs back, and be like, okay, pick it over as a group.
Yeah, more or less. Like we recently, we haven't posted it yet. We'll probably do it within the next couple of days, but we just got design done by his name's Andrew Hollow Dusk. That's what it is. So he's a guy who like works with Sunless a lot.
Nice.
A bunch of other bands you've probably heard of. He does this kind of cool like digital like collage style artwork. So we just got a piece from him. We're going to get a new run of shirts done before this tour and before DDF and everything. So typically what we'll end up doing is like all of us just follow whoever on like Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And if we find stuff, we'll tag each other in the post, or we'll save a screenshot and send it to each other, and just kind of figure out like who's who. So like that's how we picked the artist who did the cover for the album. Was we all just we kind of put our minds together and we're like, all right, let's just figure out who's out there making really cool art that we like, sharing pages with each other, going through portfolios, all that, until we landed on Absolute Desert, Rodrigo from Chile, who put it all together. And yeah, once we kind of find somebody, we sort of hone in on it, and then we start kind of talking like concepts and all that, and then we sort of let the artist just run with it. We say, here's kind of a general idea what we're looking for, but put your own spin on it and come up with something really sick, and then that's what we get.
Nice. So, you guys, go see them live because there's going to be a new shirt. Buy it.
I don't even have an old shirt, so a new shirt's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Get your merch.
Yep. Definitely getting a shirt from y'all.
I've talked to Ian like 3 days a week for the last 2 years, and I still don't have a fucking shirt.
You got us a shirt.
We got you.
Yeah, we'll bring a few for you guys too. I'm loading up. I'm driving, so obviously, said been talking about it, but I'm bringing some shirts with me.
So if you guys are in Ohio, what landed y'all on Denver for the festival?
So I've been talking about booking a festival ever since we started Thralls. Something that I wanted to do, maybe not book a festival, but I wanted to book some bands because, every time you see a lineup come to town and you're like, why is that band with that band? Or, man, if I could book a lineup, it would be blah, 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 blah. So, I was always talking about it anyway. And then one of my best friends, Nate Perriott, who's going to actually be running sound for a majority of Denver Deathfest. Great audio engineer. Shout out to Nate. He's been running sound for the guy that runs the production company, Swinging Noose Productions. He's been running sound for him for like 11 years. Nate and I went to high school together. And so Nate and I were bullshitting back and forth like, hey, I'm thinking about booking some bands. And he was like, well, if you do, contact me. I'll run sound, blah, blah, blah. So we kind of shot that idea around for a while. And then out of the blue, last year, he gets a hold of me and he was like, hey, man, the guy that runs the production company here wants to throw a festival. Do you want in? And I said, well, fuck yeah, I want in. And so Thralls of Metal being Thralls of Metal, he said, well, all right, reach out to the bands you've befriended or, contacts you have and see what we can get going. And that's kind of how we did it. And so we figured we'd do it in Denver because Zach at Swinging Noose already knows how to do it. He already knows who to contact. He already knows how to set something up. And it was experience that I wanted or that we wanted. Mm-hmm. And so we said, all right, we'll jump on. We'll learn how it's done. And Zach's been kind of like a mentor, so to speak, on how to put a festival together. And so that's why it was Denver.
Nice.
Yeah, why not?
Is there a particular band at the lineup y'all are like super excited for? And before you answer, if it's not Cathexis, we're not going to play.
I mean, no,
we wouldn't be lying,
right.
honestly.
Honestly, it's been you guys. When I heard Untethered Abyss back, when it came out, and it ended up on my end of year list for 2021, and I jammed that record a bunch, and I was like, dude, I have to get a hold of these guys. And you guys were one of the first bands I reached out to.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
awesome. You guys were at the top.
Reached out to you, and then Ian, of course, responded, and then meeting up with him at Maryland Deathfest, and I was like, well, fuck, we got to do it now. But you guys, I'm stoked as fuck for Narcotic Wasteland.
That was
like
we saw those guys get added, and we're all, huge Nile fans.
Yes,
like Dallas, like he's a really prolific guy, super nice, really talented. We're really stoked to play with them, so we're pretty excited to see them.
Pyrexia, of course. I'm very excited for Pyrexia. We did an interview with them a couple weeks ago. You'll see that coming out soon. We had to wait on something, but stoked as fuck for Pyrexia. Really, it's look for our first fucking run through. It's already a pretty stacked fucking killer lineup.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it's like Ian, you had said when we talked a couple weeks ago. It's like. It's just all death metal. It's just straight death metal. Yeah. And I was, you guys, Maul was one that I
was stoked for Maul.
Really stoked about. But I tried Astyonics. Speaking of, because you guys are in Texas, Astyonics, I like those guys. Yeah, tried to reach out to them. I don't know. I don't remember why it didn't work out, but it didn't.
And we would have had Horror Bethlehem if we would have had if we hadn't had that whole snafu with the venue. So,
Yep.
so
Yeah,
But,
so there was other bands that we're working on for next year. So
I think next year
Frozen
we're gonna
Soul,
have
another Texas band
Yep.
that we're gonna talk to for next year. So
for next year, I think we're gonna have if this continues to go off like it is, I think we're gonna have a pretty decent pick. Of course, we'd like to have you guys back if all goes well. So
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
right. Fuck these guys. Fuck their channel. I'm going home.
What we want to see is we want to see the representation of Texas bands on the bill be proportionate to the size of like landmass that Texas has in the United States.
I mean, there are other bands from Texas I would like to tap. So.
Yeah, there are some like Texas is I mean, being like a Texas dude and stuff, listening to music and whatnot growing up, I would discover that a band that I really loved was from Texas, and I was like, wait. Hold on, I thought this is all cowboys down here. What's going on? So yeah, there's a lot of really great bands down here.
Holy shit, they live next door. Wow.
Yeah. I think the biggest one for me was Devourment. I remember being a huge Devourment fan as like a teenager, and then my mom, weirdly enough, she works at a big tech company and was like, yeah, I've got a coworker who's best friends with this guy who plays in a band that you might have heard of. They're called Devourment. They're in Dallas. And I was like, wait.
What? What?
Yeah, that was really weird.
Mom, are you okay?
Yeah.
Have you heard Devourment, Mom?
No, she actually, it was really weird. Like I was probably 15 or 16 or something like that. And she just shows up coming home from work one day and she's got a copy of, I think it was Butcher the Week, and it was signed by all the band members. And I was like, dude, why is my mom giving me this? It's happening.
So weird.
Yeah, just look at the song titles.
Yeah. I was like, Mom, don't open that CD, please.
Right. Stop there. Thank you. Give it to me.
Yeah, those are like Dallas dudes, I think, up north a little bit from us.
Well, I tried to reach out to Tribal Gaze and still got nothing back. So I don't know.
Those dudes are too big now. Those guys, Frozen Soul, like those guys have all moved on.
Well, Frozen Soul told us they do it next year.
Yeah.
So
sick.
Yeah, we're friends with Chad.
Chad's
so
yeah, they're pretty solid.
Nice.
Dudes and chick.
Dudes and chicks.
Yes.
Sorry.
Dudes and chick.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all pretty awesome. Actually, they're really cool.
What do you guys think of Stabbing? Speaking of up and rising Texas bands,
I fucking dig them. I really like them.
Stabbing?
Huh?
Stabbing?
Stabbing.
Stabbing.
Yep.
Okay.
They shot through the stratosphere lately. Like I think they're going on tour here with Defeated Sanity in a little bit.
Yeah, they just got back from Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They're absolutely blowing up. They're playing at Maryland Deathfest next year.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, old homies of ours. It's seeing our guys go on to do great things. It's really cool.
Who else is on that Defeated Sanity tour? There's somebody else real big on that tour.
I think it's just them. Right now.
Yeah, I think so
Oh,
far
I don't
that's
know.
announced.
I don't know. There's so many fucking tours going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of tours.
I'm happy to have Denver Deathfest be one of them, though. Yep.
Do you guys have anything you want to specifically plug? We got the shirts, the tour. Do you want to give out any specific dates? Like how many dates you guys got on this little mini tour?
It's just these three.
Okay.
We're playing in Oklahoma City on the 19th on Wednesday. We're playing Wichita on the 20th, 420, Toke It Up. And then we'll be there on Friday to go ahead and shred with you guys. And then we're done. So we're gonna stick around on Saturday. They'll probably get hammered with you guys and
Sweet.
do some good social schmoozing and listen to some great bands and it'll be really cool. And we're heading back home on Sunday.
Nice. Yeah, we'll work you guys in on some shenanigans. We'll see how many we actually get planned and worked out.
Yeah, Gorgatron wants to go to the zoo and get stoned and stare at gorillas.
Yeah,
so.
me and Cam are definitely going and eating some edibles and going and staring at monkeys.
We're always down for shenaniganery, so just let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that 420 Smoke Fest that you're having in Kansas is going to carry over into Denver bud. So
Yeah, we're playing with some guys from Saprogenus out there.
oh, word.
Yeah, I looked them up. They're actually pretty big. They're really cool. They're self-described as caveman brutal death metal riffs. And
They are.
no, really cool. I hit them up. Someone told me to, and we were booking it. And we hit up a guy, his name's Chevy, I believe. And he was like, "Oh, Carcass is playing that night, but we want to play with you guys. Let's do this." Like, oh, cool.
That's a compliment.
Right.
So we're playing in this little tiny bar down there. It's gonna be one of those shows that's gonna be will be right up in your face and everything. It's gonna be fucking brutal. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah,
So
this whole fest will be right up in everybody's face.
yeah, we
too.
had to make a last minute venue switch. There was some. I'm not gonna get into it, but there was some shit.
Well, there was some delays in the processing, I
Yeah.
guess, of liquor license and the permits and stuff, and it was just
permits
getting
and
too
insurance,
close.
and it was there's
Too
a lot going on.
close.
So we made a venue switch, and it still has about the same cap, but it's gonna be more in your face.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, the stage isn't as
grand.
up and away from people.
You don't want to catch us live without getting absolutely hammered first. It's not worth it. So
Oh, man,
I'm
by
glad
the time you guys go on, dude, I'll be like, "And the next man from where are they from again, dude? Texas,
Canada.
You just gotta remember it rhymes. Cathexis, Texas.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there Wednesday. And, the first thing I'm gonna do is go and buy like 30 pre-rolls. So I'm gonna be ready.
Sick.
When in Rome, right?
Yes.
Yes,
yes.
sir.
I mean, that's kind of normal.
Might even buy some mushrooms. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't know if I can MC an event and be on mushrooms. We'll see. though.
You don't know, but you're gonna find out.
I don't know. We'll see.
That's the right attitude to have.
See? That's metal.
Yeah, as my boss is watching this, drug test that motherfucker.
I still work.
in Minecraft, and then it doesn't count anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, all of this is happening in Minecraft, so
Oh, man, I don't want to get sucked into that damn game again.
See, Thralls of Metal is my job now, so my boss is watching, and he will do them with me.
Yeah, Nick. It's like, hey, you guys got to do. Oh, okay, yes, sir. He's on vacation. We got a list of homework.
Yeah, Nick's fucking stupid ass is about to go to Florida.
And Nick, that dude can drink. I was surprised at that. I'm looking forward to having one with him again, man. He's a really fun guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Nick
can
is
toss them
fantastic.
back. Be careful, because
Yeah.
Nick will fucking keep going. So
Nick hasn't been to Denver though.
yeah, right. Nick's never been to Denver. I've been to Denver like 5 times. Nick's never
Yeah,
been.
I've
so.
been there, and I know that I don't get the altitude sickness at all, which is great.
I don't either.
But the
and I'm
beer
happy about
thing
that.
is a real thing. See, for me, I thought for sure that the altitude would affect me and that the beer thing was bullshit. And it was quite the opposite. I had zero issues with altitude, fucking stairs, running, whatever, didn't matter. But the beer, man, I had like 3 and I was like, whoa, hey, whoa, South Park. Here we go. So, yeah, so we'll see. It's I don't know what the hell it. Have you ever get an explanation on why the alcohol and the altitude, or
It's got to be something with the oxygen, something or other. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
Who knows?
no?
I've been drunk in Denver before. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
It's great. It's normally what would take 12 takes like 4.
Right
It's
after
way
they,
cheaper. It's 25% less.
right after they legalized
Or
weed
something.
recreationally, I went out when Tommy was out there. I went out there and we did dabs, and that was the first time I'd done dabs. And then we went to the fucking theater and watched
Something.
Captain America. What's the whole franchise? Oh my God!
No, the Avengers.
Thank you,
Okay.
the Avengers. I'm sorry, internet. Anyway, yeah,
It's okay.
we saw the first Avengers movie in IMAX. Fucking, it was 3D IMAX. It was fucking brilliant.
After free-basing THC.
Yep, and I was so fucked up I fell asleep.
Oh,
Yeah, yep. So that was that.
Good acting.
Learned a valuable lesson about doing dabs in the mountains before you go see things.
I was about to say, because you're normally not one of
No,
those
it
go-to
was-
movies that pass out.
Yeah, it
There's
was
very
not
few of my friends that I'll take to a movie because, like, dude, I'm not paying for your fucking ticket. You'll get 10 minutes.
Oh
in
man,
and
I was like,
passed
it's
out.
wow, it's so beautiful, and it's warm in here, and nap. Woke up
I think
covered in
that's a
drool. I'm
cardinal
pissed off.
sin.
Yeah,
That's a cardinal sin, falling asleep in a movie theater. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
I fucked
Yeah.
up.
I'm with you. I'm a movie buff. I watch movie. I don't watch TV really at all. I trying to get through Last of Us, and I'm like on episode 5 still, and it's been done
Oh,
forever. So, but yeah, you
Great
guys.
series, but definitely flawed for sure. Still great representation of the game, though. I think that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
so
thing.
far what I
You
saw, yeah.
play the game, you kind of don't have to watch the show. It's so similar.
Yeah, I noticed. I only got halfway through the game, and I think I was in because I've always gone through stints where I'll be like, and then it's just cut off completely. I only got halfway through it before I went through a stage where I was just like, all right, I got family shit to do. I need to pack this PlayStation away. So, unfortunately, I'll go back to it eventually. Maybe when I get a PlayStation.
I don't know. I'm that character I'm Michael Cera's character in Superbad, where he's sitting in his bedroom playing fucking Grand Theft Auto. I'm dead. Well, that's fun. Why do I even play this stupid? I don't know. I give up. That's me. That's me with all video games. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm dead.
That's me
That was
too.
fucking sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy because games now you just die and come back. It's not a big deal. Like back when we started games, like you got to the end and died and you had to start over. You're like, oh, fuck. That was like 4 hours ago, man. So you guys do get into gaming?
I play every once in a while. I'm on like my millionth run of Skyrim at the moment. Just kind of like a comfort game. I think out of all of us, Chris, you're probably the biggest gamer. I think maybe next to me or Felix. Maybe speaking of Felix, I think we lost him.
I feel like
I go through phases. Yeah, Felix said his phone was dying, so he had to go get a charger. I'll be back on in a couple of minutes.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, but I game a lot. It's probably why Cathexis takes so long to get music out. But lately I've been playing Resident Evil 4. That's been pretty good.
Oh, the remake?
Yeah, the remake.
Okay.
I never played the original. I wasn't a big Resident Evil guy, but the Resident Evil
really?
2 remake that came out a couple years ago, that was like
Fantastic.
that was amazing. So I was pretty stoked for this one.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 was the reason I bought a GameCube. I bought a GameCube, played that game, and then I think I got Donkey Konga, played that, and then I sold the fucking GameCube because I didn't give a shit after that.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, Resident Evil was my jam all through. I played all the original games. I played 2. The day it came out, I had it on PlayStation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go back and play through some of the older ones. Like I know they remastered the first one a long time ago. I think I bought it for like $2 or something on Steam. You know how it goes. And I never got around to actually booting it up. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe I'll pick that up. But yeah, I'm a big game dude. I like all the Souls games. So I like to die. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess.
kill me.
I went through a little Factorio a couple months ago, but I'm too stupid to finish that game. So
That's the spirit.
Which game was that?
Factorio, it's like a logistics game. It's it's too boring to explain it, but it's really fun.
That's a
until
tough one.
you reach a certain point where you're just like, man, I think I'm like too dumb. I don't know. I can't.
Dude, I get into games like that. I used to really get into the Total War stuff, strategy, war, and I liked the Shogun too because you could be like diplomatic if you wanted to. You could espionage, you could steal, or you could just build your archery fucking army from hell and go rain fire arrows on everything until they all die.
Yeah,
which is mainly the way I play.
Kind of like a metaphor for life.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, Ian is a StarCraft 2 guy. So he's StarCraft a lot, but then I went through like an Age of Empires 2 phase, and then I convinced him to buy it, and we played one multiplayer match, and he absolutely steamrolled me with all that StarCraft 2 skills.
And that was the end of that game.
And I stopped playing it forever. It pretty much turned me off of it the whole time, like for the rest of the time.
Yeah, man, I'm really not much of a gamer. I gamed a ton when I was a kid, and then I broke my knee in 8th grade, and I think I played one of the Elder Scrolls game like 10 hours a day. Like it was during a summer too, so I just had nothing to do with a broken knee and just played. Once I got better, I just really never got into it outside of like playing Halo in college or whatever. But no, a couple years ago, I picked up StarCraft 2. Had a buddy who was really into it, and we like played complementary styles. That's like one of those games. It's like 100 actions per minute, or else you're gonna get crushed.
Yeah,
I got really good at that. I got very like specific at it. So I don't think Chris was ready for what was coming for him whenever he RTS
not
like
ready.
that.
dude, that game has a lot going on. Like StarCraft has a lot going on, and as your army gets more spread out or whatever, your units, and you're like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's just my speed. I think everything else isn't quite. I need that instant gratification a little bit more, and it just keeps me busy enough to say like honed in. It pairs really well with really fast death metal. So
yeah, honestly,
it's a good excuse to just queue up like 4 or 5 albums and just get so
Yeah.
Just raise your blood pressure a lot. Yeah, good time.
So what have y'all been jamming lately, music wise? Anybody?
There's an album by Grotesque Hysterectomy I've been listening to a lot. Kind of blackened, like super speedy death metal. They get a little weird every now and then. Those guys rock. That's the first one that came to mind. That one was really, really good.
There's that Entropia album.
That one.
Yeah.
That shit is so good. That's going to be a hard one for anyone else to beat for album of the year.
Yeah.
And ironically, they're Polish. And then Chris turned us on to another band a couple of days ago. It's also Polish. I can't pronounce their name. I listened to them this morning, and they're like really gross sludge, like filthy music. And it's cool. It's the next best thing, and they're both Polish bands. But that Entropia album is fucking awesome. It's a return to just good riffs.
I saw you post that the other day, and I meant to look it up, and then I forgot about it. And then I was going to message you and ask you what that band was, and then I forgot about it. So Entropia.
Check it out, man. It's awesome.
And Chris, what's the name of that band he can't pronounce that you introduced him from Poland?
Oh God! See, I'm trying to look it up right now. I mean they're Polish, so the name is
bands coming out of there.
all consonants, so it's impossible to say.
Consonants, and there's an umlaut. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's nuts. The band's name is spelled KRZTA.
Just come on.
I'm not convinced
with the
Polish is
Germanic
the real
language.
language. I have no idea. No, they're really good. The album came out in 2021. Really, really cool cover. I think that's why I checked it out, and then it ended up being. It's kind of like Baptists, so a little bit of hardcore, but probably a little bit heavier. Play like lower tuning and all that good stuff. Those guys jam. They're really good.
Yeah, they kind of sound like Candy or Chat Pile, but they're a little bit more focused on being heavy.
Yeah,
I like heavy. So
yeah, we love heavy.
Heavy is good.
I just checked out through Ian's recommendation, Enslaved for the first time.
Dude, that new Enslaved record is fucking amazing.
I know it. Yeah.
I haven't heard it, but the record he recommended I check out was Issa, I think is how it's pronounced.
Oh yeah, I love Issa.
So good, man. There's like so much. I don't know who came first, like chicken or the egg type of thing. I don't know if it was Opeth or Enslaved, but at that record especially, there's like so much overlap with Opeth, I feel.
Well, it wasn't until Enslaved got into their later years that they stopped being like specifically like black metal and moved into more of the prog realm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, in Enslaved's later years were a lot more proggy. Dude, that new record is... I gave it 5 stars. I don't do that often.
Nice.
But that record is fucking killer. So is Issa.
Super creative.
Yeah, I need to check that out because, like, even though I've been, interested in metal and stuff, even though I've been interested in metal, like, it's ever since I joined the band, not even just metal releases, but like you guys have given me a lot of good recommendations, especially stuff that I just kind of wrote off being like a little edgelord when I was a teen.
Right.
But now I hear and it's like, damn, this was actually really good. Like I've been missing out on this shit. Enslaved was one of those bands.
Yeah, dude. Another band we just did, Sermon. You guys heard of
No.
Sermon?
I heard a few songs, but yeah, they're that UK kind of like melodic death metal band.
Kind of like melodic death metal and blackened, and like a little bit of post metal, and like Catatonia meets like Garia, and it's dude, that record is fucking brilliant. Ooh, Sermon.
Check that out.
That one's already on my list. So.
Yep.
We'll see when I get to it. I have a long drive. I should do something like ask the community, like build my playlist.
There you go.
That's a good idea.
That's a good idea, yeah.
There you go.
38
Yep.
hours to kill.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm gonna visit a couple reservations and stuff. Which, oddly enough, it's kind of funny. My cousin posted this thing about kids dressing up as Indians and stuff. Some controversial shit. But either way, I was like, hey, legit, in 2 weeks, I'm going to 3 different reservations, so I'll fucking ask them. So I'm going to go and ask this dude, hey, do you guys find this offensive, this girl dressed up as an Indian? Yes or no? Yes, he does. End of story. End that fucking Facebook debate. I hate those debates. I'm like, I could do this. I can solve this. I was like, fucking go there and ask them. Don't stop fighting and go ask the person.
If you really want something entertaining to do, ask people from Canada what their opinion is about South Park.
Oh,
I've done it multiple times.
I'm a huge fan, right?
You get a different answer every time. You either get like,
interesting.
fuck those guys, or like, yeah, it's funny, but haha. You know.
You're gonna feel like really positively represented by it. It's probably a pretty big like cultural cornerstone.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. That's interesting. I'm
Do
going
it.
to do that now. You
Do
got
it.
me
No, South Park is actually probably the best representation of the Canadian culture. You know,
Yeah, I'll
mean-
say.
Yeah.
as somebody who's never been to Canada, I think that's
very
I
different.
feel like I'm a
view of
Canadian
Canada than
expert
me.
because I watch a lot of South Park.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been to Canada many
So have I.
times.
Yep. I just my girlfriend today hasn't seen the amount of South Park that I've seen.
Oh, okay.
And today I let her watch the episode of the Taylor Scrody McBooger Balls.
I love that one. That's one of my.
That's one of my favorite fucking episodes of all time.
They get some guy to read the book and he kills the Kardashian family.
Yep.
Oh, don't spoil it for people who haven't seen it.
Oh, come on, dude.
Oh, jeez.
I'm only in season 20. How could you spoil that for me?
Right?
That's one of my favorite episodes. That is just the fun. They talk about how ugly Sarah Jessica Parker is. Like,
Yes.
they mention her ugliness like 86 times in the book or something.
No, it's mentioned 463 times.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, Felix,
Felix,
I'm sorry, man. I don't know how long you're chilling. I have like a sidebar on my screen, and you're barely showing up on my.
Oh, he just jumped back in.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I wasn't off. Okay,
And
I saw you down there. It's like, oh shit, he's been fucking waiting this whole time. I feel like,
Yep.
like, man, I owe you some drumsticks and a beer.
There you go.
Well, shit, man. We won't keep you guys all too long unless you're good to hang out.
Oh, we got work and everything in the morning.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So do I.
we're all just regular old dudes, so we gotta check into our 9 to 5s in the morning.
Yeah,
That sounds like a great time.
yeah, mine got called off for weather.
Not until our death metal band takes over the world.
Yeah, we're just waiting to hit it big, and then we can quit our jobs.
Uh,
Get those big Illuminati checks and stuff. Hell yeah.
Yep.
joking aside, you guys stay the course and do what you're doing, and from talking to you and your process and everything, just keep doing what you're doing, and you guys will be there. So
Yeah, I've no doubt
yeah,
whatsoever in my mind as a music fan and a metal fan, and being
just
I guess
people now that ingest
yeah, dude,
a
just
shit
as
ton
much
of it.
as much shit as I listen to all the time, I have no doubt in my mind that you guys will fucking crush when you finally do get out there some more. Untethered Abyss is an amazing fucking album. To all of our viewers, if you haven't listened to it, you're fucking stupid. Listen to the album. Listen to it twice. Listen to it 3 times. Show your friends. Show your family. Show your dog. I have no doubt that you guys will make it.
It's actually made for
Give
dogs.
your mom an autographed copy.
Yeah, right. It's made for your pets. Actually, if you turn it on, all your pets that hated you will love you. Just trust me. Yeah, dude, you guys will be perfectly fucking fine. And we're happy you're on Denver Deathfest, and we're happy to, of course, kind of get you guys out there a little bit more too. That's what the point of Denver Deathfest was to take a bunch of bands and kind of give you guys another voice and another route and an avenue to take and whatnot. I mean, you're already signed to fucking Willow Tip,
That's crazy to hear out loud, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, you guys are awesome, and like you said, your work ethic is there. The process seems like you guys are collaborative about it. That's important. Just maintaining friendship, communication, and you guys will be it.
And
Friends.
Yeah, I hate every single one of these guys. I just do it for the money.
There's a reason none of us are in the same room.
I'll take that.
Oh shit.
But
We'll do it.
we appreciate you. We appreciate all you guys having us. It means a lot that you guys are saying all these cool things. We really appreciate that you guys actually kind of get what we're going for. But man, if anyone watching or listening is going to be at any of these shows coming up, it's going to be a really good time. We take a lot of pride in our live show, and we have a lot of fun while we do it. And we don't want you to miss it because we think everyone should have fun. So don't deprive yourself of a fun opportunity to have fun.
That's
I'm
what
having a fucking party, dude.
Yeah.
And we have the fun police. Me and Dallas Tuller Wade are the fun police for the Denver Death Fest. So
sick.
We've already established that.
Oh man, getting a chance to have a beer, hang out with Dallas Tuller Wade will be just that. That'll be the icing on the cake for the whole thing for me, man.
Sure. I mean, I feel you on that one. I'm and you could tell if you watch the interview, you could tell when the camera came on. For just a minute, I was like, "Hey!"
Got starstruck for a second.
Yep. And I wanted so bad to talk about Nile, and I didn't. I wanted so bad to. I just kept in the back of my head. It was screaming, just Black Seeds of Vengeance, Black Seeds of Vengeance. Ah, hi.
Yeah.
Good on you for showing some restraint.
Yeah, well,
I think I could have. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a cool hangout. See me, I'm just like, whatever. I'm just, hey, dude, what do you think of this right away before introductions? Like hitting them with something serious, like off record, man. What is this? Totally music unrelated. But,
I mean, I still get starstruck from time to time.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Dallas
all of us
was-
do. I'm sure that's a fucking universal thing,
Yeah, we've gotten a chance to play with a lot of our idols, I would say, and to have them come up to us unwarranted and be like, "You guys fucking rock." That is like, all right, nobody can tell me anything ever. Shut the fuck up. Our band rules. Fuck you.
Yep. Yeah, the same was true for us. Nick and I went and saw Hideous Divinity right before the pandemic, and Stefano, the bassist of Hideous Divinity, also the bassist of Aborted, came up to Nick and I, and he was like, "Hey, you guys are Thralls of Metal," and both of us were like, yeah, hi, yeah, oh my god." So.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our getting connections, it's cool because we're establishing friendship with you guys. So now we can just intermingle all these people and get fucking good bands paired with good bands that pair well together, pair a show well together. That's the thing, because even he was talking to you, to go to a show and it's like this brutal fucking death metal, and then you have this like kind of punk hardcore band, and then some other fucking weird thing going on. And in those shows, you notice the crowd kind of shifts in and out, Well, if you have consistency throughout the show, you have a bunch of people that are into the same shit, haven't heard the other two bands are probably going to be into those two bands because they're into that other band.
No beer break bands.
Yeah, no beer break bands. Yeah, save that shit for in between sets.
Although I will say, when we saw was Tribal Gaze, Creeping Death, 200 Stab Wounds, and Spirit World, dude. I thought Spirit World was going to be a little misplaced, and Spirit World got up there and rocked the fucking shit out of everybody. And that was a pretty banging show. But yeah,
for the most part.
I've been in a band. I was in kind of a rock kind of prog band for a while, and we really didn't fit with a whole lot of people. And somehow we got paired with the Faceless. And I thought that was a really odd pairing.
Wow.
Like on one hand, I got to open for the Faceless, but then on the other hand, I was in this kind of band that didn't fit, that was also playing with the Faceless. So,
Yeah, but sure. You guys, anything else you want to plug at all? Get out there. All right, cool. We'll wrap.
Felix, what you got? You haven't heard from you from a while.
Yeah, I got a couple of plugs actually. Just to Kill, we're coming to Rocklahoma later on this summer. Just to Kill is based out in San Antonio. I play drums for them as well. And I think there's another Just to Kill, like Jessica, but it's, or I can spell it. It's JESSIKILL.
Just to Kill. Okay, awesome.
my girlfriend's name is Jessica, so that'll be. I can remember.
Yeah, it's a very like kind of power metal ish, little with a little bit of like 80s rock in there. Like if you're a fan of Dio or Yngwie Malmsteen, that's gonna be right up your alley.
Well, okay.
Yep.
All fantastic musicians too, man. All y'all.
That's awesome. Yeah. So Just to Kill, everyone check it out.
Yeah.
And if
Appreciate
you don't
you.
feel it, and if you don't, Felix will find you and smack you.
So if you want to stay tuned for all the Denver Deathfest updates, all the shenanigans that are going to happen, I'll be doing like a, what do they call it, vlog video thing, something, my journey there, and covering that on the channel. So hit the subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you dig this. If you dig Cathexis, give us a thumbs up. Give them a thumbs up. We'll link to their stuff in the bottom there. Check them out. Jessica Kill's going out. Check that out too. And we will check you at Denver Deathfest, April 20th, 21st, 22nd, denverdeathfest.com.
Yep. Also expect to see a little bit of video out from me. Necrotic Nick does not fly well. And I'm going to document that because it's funny every time. I guarantee you'll love it.
We're hitting it for both levels. I got the ground. They got the air.
Yep.
We're going to get there a lot quicker. I'm going to see a lot of cool shit, though. Going to Aztec ruins. I'll fucking cover some shit from there. See if I can find some metal shit. And
I'm going to take a metal shit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to take a metal shit as soon as we turn this camera off.
Oh, man.
Do that every day.
Yep.
Again, Cathexis, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us in this long-ass interview. We're pretty winded. We appreciate it.
And thank you for sticking with us in this long-ass process. Thank you, Ian, for sticking with me in this long-ass process.
Thanks for having us. It was a pleasure meeting you guys at MDF, and we're really stoked to hang out with you guys in person.
Yep, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, we will catch you later.